Before the video starts, please subscribe and hit the like button. It helps a lot. I know a lot of you guys don't actually make it to the end of the video, so I thought I would put it in the beginning of the video. Thank you. Enjoy the video. Whoever prayed for my downfall, you won. You won. Welcome back to another episode of the Untitled Podcast, and I am your host, Brian Thomas. I know I haven't posted an episode in the past couple days, and to be quite honest, I didn't feel like it. I did not. Knowing me and knowing my luck, I would post a video talking about the Mets and how they lost, and that would be the video that blows up, and that would fill my comment section with a bunch of things I didn't want to see. So, yeah, I just decided to wait a couple days to really talk about the downfall of the 2022 New York Mets. Even though the season did end not the way I expected or wanted it to, I will say it was still a pretty good season for Mets fans. We were at the top of the division for most of the year, up until the end. A lot of notable things happened, like at the beginning of the year, we threw a combined no-hitter with Tyler McGill, Edwin Diaz, Seth Lugo, Joely Rodriguez, and Drew Smith, if I'm remembering that correctly. Eduardo Escobar hit for the cycle, which was pretty cool. We had a bunch of really good games. The one game that I remember the most is definitely the game against the Philadelphia Phillies in Philadelphia, where we came back in the 9th inning and we scored 7 runs. That was really fun. Yeah, man, it's just really disappointing. Really, really, really disappointing. Trent Grisham is my father, and is also the father of many Mets fans. Yeah, just really, really disappointing. I can't say anything else. I think also there's 2 things that I realized coming out of this loss in the wild card series. One, most of the people in the National League side of the postseason bracket, I don't want to see win. I don't want to see the Padres win. I don't want to see the Braves win, and I don't want to see the Phillies win. So I guess I'm a Dodgers fan. I guess I'm a Dodgers fan. And in the AL, I could care less. I guess I'm rooting for an AL team this year. I'm rooting for the Seattle Mariners. There's my pick. I'm rooting for the Seattle Mariners. And then another thing that I realized is how many free agents that we actually have coming into this offseason. If I go to my website real quick. Jacob deGrom has a player option this year for about $30 million. He's definitely going to decline it. He's definitely looking for more money. I've seen reports saying that he is looking to play somewhere else, and he would even take less money, which to me that hurts, man. That hurts. Jacob's been awesome, and I don't want to see him go, but he is getting up there in age, and toward the end of this regular season, he definitely didn't look the best. He had a pretty good start in the postseason, but besides that, he kind of got blew up by the Braves. There was one start that he got blew up by the Athletics for some reason. Weird there. He's very, very injury prone, but it seems like he's actually doing better now. So I don't know. I guess all I would say is that I would be open to bringing him back and to see him leave. I would just not like to see him go to a competitor like the Braves or the Dodgers or, one of those really, really big teams, because that would suck. Carlos Carrasco is a free agent. Who cares? I mean, a lot of our starting pitching depth is going away, but just because it's going away doesn't mean we need to bring back everybody that we had. And I think Carlos Carrasco, unless we can get him for pretty cheap, I definitely don't see a reason in bringing him back. He's about to turn 36. Let me get his numbers up real quick. Carlos Carrasco. The season. Sorry, just give me one more second. Yeah, this season he had a 3.9 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 152 strikeouts, and 152 innings pitched. Played 29 games. I mean, he's a good 4 or 5 starter. That's really nothing else to say about that there. In his last 7 games of the season, he only pitched 27 innings, but he had a 4.8 ERA. So, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like Father Time is coming up with him, is catching up to him, and he's not going to be very good for very long. So, I mean, obviously, if we can get him for cheap, I would not mind bringing him back, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, we'll probably have to say goodbye to him. Edwin Diaz, in his age 28 season, he got paid $10 million last season. He's probably going to be the first reliever in MLB history to get paid over $100 million. And to be quite honest, he deserves it. He's definitely had the best reliever. He had the best season for a reliever this season. I mean, he was absolutely lights out. If I can just give me one more second, I'll get some stats. Excuse me for a second, guys. Okay, so he had 62 innings pitched. He had 118 strikeouts, 32 saves with a 1.3 ERA. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And obviously, he's also very, very good to the Mets and the Mets fans, with his walkout song. The fans love him. I'm pretty sure he gets a lot of jersey sales, which brings in the Mets a lot of money. So I think Edwin is kind of like that franchise guy that a lot of people go out to see pitch. I feel like paying him and keeping him in New York is definitely better than seeing him be on a different team. And also, I love Edwin, man. It's because that's the man right there, man. Chris Bassett. I don't know how I feel about him. I guess I would want to bring him back. If we don't bring DeGrom back, I would definitely say we need Bassett, without a doubt. But if we do end up getting DeGrom back, maybe we look on for someone else other than Bassett. I don't know. But he got paid $19 million last season. His market value is around $20 million. So definitely would be paying him around the same price. He is 33, so he is getting up there in age. But he had an all right for us last season. So he had an all right season last season. And yeah, it's whatever. Trevor May. Honestly, I don't know what we need to do with this bullpen. And Trevor May definitely hasn't been the best, but he also hasn't been the worst. So I don't know if we bring him back. I don't know if we just completely blow up the bullpen and take every reliever that we have, or every reliever that is hitting the market this season, and kind of just tell them to go away besides Edwin Diaz. Maybe Adam Ottavino. Maybe we'll throw Adam Ottavino a 1 or 2 year contract. We'll overpay for a little for him. I don't know. So whatever. Taijuan Walker. I think his time in New York is over. He's looking to get a big contract for about $14 million. I don't think he's worth it. So he probably won't be a Met next year. My prediction: he'll be an Angel. Brandon Nimmo. Love Brandon. Love him so much. If we don't get Aaron Judge, I would love to bring Brandon Nimmo back. I love him so much. Michael Givens, our trade acquisition at the trade deadline this year. Whatever. If we can get him for cheap, whatever, bring him back. He wasn't the best, wasn't the good. He wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. But I think one thing that we really need to look into for this offseason is our bullpen concerning lefties. Our one big lefty that we seemed to go to a lot in the bullpen last year was Joely Rodriguez. It just can't be like that anymore. That's not good. Tyler Naquin, another trade acquisition. I think he's gone. I don't think we need him back. Adam Ottavino, I would love to bring him back. Pretty good pitcher. He is a little old, but I think, he didn't show any signs of slowing down, which is obviously pretty good. Seth Lugo, I hate Seth Lugo. I really don't want to sign him back. I think he's horrible. I do not like him whatsoever. Trevor Williams, if we can get him for pretty cheap, I would love to have him on the team. Obviously, he's not the best pitcher, but he's a really nice guy to have in the bullpen that is just going to kind of eat innings for us. And he's pretty young, 30 years old. There's a chance he could progress into a 5-starter for us, like how a couple years ago we traded for Jason Vargas, and we kind of put him in our 5 spot, and he was horrible there. But I don't know, maybe Trevor Williams could be like that guy for us. I don't know who Mike Montgomery is. Daniel Vogelback, a.k.a. Danny fucking Burgers. Danny Burgers. I love this guy. I love this guy so much. Now, he does have a club option for $1.5 million, so I do assume that he's going to be on the team next year. Love to see that. I love to see him. Great guy. John Curtis. I don't know who that is. Alexander Claudio, don't know who that is. Yolmer Sanchez, all guys. Those past 3 names I just listed, never have seen them play a game for us before. And if they did, it was when the Mets were losing by a lot and I went to go take a shower. Reimer Liriano, don't know who that is. Chester Kubert, don't know who that is. And then Michael Conforto is technically still on our payroll. I don't know, maybe we'll bring him back. I don't know. He is projected to get around $21 million, but I don't think he's going to get that much money. There's been so much stuff surrounding him. He didn't play baseball last season. I don't think he's going to get that $21 million contract. And yeah, those are the free agents for the Mets this year. A lot of big names. It'll be interesting to see who we bring back and see who we don't. People I would like to see us bring back: DeGrom, Diaz, Nimmo, May, Ottavino, Williams, Vogelback, and I think everybody else could walk. I wouldn't be too upset if any of the names I didn't just name, or any of the names that I didn't say, would walk. Yeah. Alright, well, that's my little Mets talk that I'm going to do for today. And the final thing I guess we'll talk about is the MLB postseason. Even though the Mets are out of it, there's still more baseball going on. So let's talk about Game 1 of the division series that went on yesterday. The Phillies and the Braves. It was a fun game to watch, not gonna lie. I hate both of them with all my heart, but it was a fun game to watch. The Philadelphia Phillies did end up coming on top 7-6 in Atlanta. Very big game for them to win, so that's nice for them. They had 12 hits on the day. Some notable players on the team. Rhys Hoskins had a hit. JT Realmuto had a hit. Bryce Harper at the DH position had 3 hits and 1 walk, so good game from him. Nicholas Castellanos, good for him, because in the regular season he was horrible. But if he could play really good in this postseason, that $125 or that $100 million contract that the Phillies gave him would be 100% worth it. He had a 3-hit game with 3 RBI. Very, very good game from him. Alec Boehm had a hit with 2 RBI, so good game from him. Gene Segura, the Mets killer, had 2 hits and had an RBI. And Edmundo Sosa had a hit and a walk with 1 RBI. Now, obviously, you know what you're getting with the Phillies pitching staff. You're not getting the best. Ranger Suarez only pitched 3 1/3, allowing 3 hits, 1 earned run, and 5 walks with 5 strikeouts. So definitely, you would definitely like to see more from him. You would definitely like to see him eat more innings. So that's the pitching for the Phillies is going to be very interesting this postseason. Connor Brogdon came in later in the game, only pitching 1/3, allowing 2 earned runs and 2 hits and 2 walks. Yikes. Brad Hand came in and saved him, getting those 2 outs and striking out 1. Sir Anthony Dominguez came in for 2 innings of relief and got 3 strikeouts, so good from him. Jose Alvarado came in for an inning of relief and got 1 strikeout. He's doing pretty good. And then Zach Eflin came in to get the save, I don't know if it was a save opportunity, but Zach Eflin came in. He pitched 1 inning, allowed 3 hits and 3 runs. Yikes. But the Phillies did end up coming out on top. And then on some notable players from the Braves, Ronald Acuna had 3 hits and 1 walk and 4 at-bats, so he batted 100 for the day, or his on-base percentage is 1,000. Dansby Swanson had a hit. Austin Riley had a walk. Matt Olson had a pretty good game, getting 2 hits, 2 walks, and getting 3 RBI and 3 at-bats. I don't know how that's possible. Yeah, I don't know how that's possible. I guess this website is wrong. William Contreras in the DH position had a hit and a walk. Travis d'Arnaud had 2 hits and 3 RBI. Very good game from him. Orlando Arcia had 2 walks, and nobody else did anything else. Max Fried got lit up in this game, going for the same amount of innings as Ranger Suarez, funny enough, going 3 1/3, allowing 8 hits and 4 earned runs. Yikes. Definitely not what you want to see from the ace of that Braves pitching staff. Jesse Chavez pitched 1 1/3, getting 2 hits and 1 earned run with 2 strikeouts. And then 3 other pitchers came in for a combined total of 4 1/3 innings, and only allowing 2 hits with no earned runs. So pretty good from Dylan Lee, Colin McHugh, and Jackson Steffens, or Stevens, however you pronounce that. Interesting game. It'll be fun to watch the rest of the series. I do still think the Braves will come out on top in that series. The Mariners and the Astros, this was a really fun game to watch. Very, very fun. Excuse me. Some notable players in the Mariners. 2 hits from Julio Rodriguez with 2 RBI. Ty France had 3 hits and 2 RBI. Eugenio Suarez had 2 hits and 1 RBI. Cal Raleigh is continuing his amazing stretch with 1 hit and 1 RBI. Mitch Haniger had a hit. Adam Frazier had a hit, and Jared Kelenic had 2 hits, and also J.P. Crawford had a hit and 1 RBI. Logan Gilbert took the mound for the Mariners, and he pitched 5 1/3, allowing 5 hits and 3 earned runs, getting 5 strikeouts, so an alright outing from him. And then Matt Brash, Diego Castillo, Andres. Oh, actually, I'm gonna list everybody individually. Matt Brash pitched 2 2/3, pretty good. He didn't allow a run or a hit. Diego Castillo pitched an inning, allowed 1 hit, and then Andres Munoz came in for an inning and gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs. Definitely not something you want to see from your pretty big bullpen arm. Paul Sewald, also another big arm in that bullpen, came in for 2/3 and allowed 1 hit and 2 earned runs. And then, interesting enough, Robbie Ray came in and would ultimately end up giving up 1 earned run and 1 hit. It doesn't say how far into the game he pitched. He doesn't have any innings pitched, so I guess that was the walk-off home run that Yordan Alvarez hit. But I'm pretty sure Yordan Alvarez's walk-off home run was a 3-run home run, so I don't know how that's possible. Some notable players on the Astros. Jeremy Pena had a hit. Yordan Alvarez was the player of the game, getting 3 hits, 5 RBI. Great game from him. Alex Bregman had a hit and 2 RBI. Yuli Gurriel had 3 hits and 1 RBI, and everybody else was kind of whatever. Justin Verlander got lit up, only pitching 4 innings, allowing 10 hits and 6 earned runs. Brian Abreu came in for 1 2/3, allowing a hit. Christian Javier came in for 1 1/3, allowing a hit and an earned run. And then Hunter Brown and Rafael Montero came in for 2 innings of relief, combining only for 1 hit. Very, very good game. The Mariners looked like they were going to win, but Yordan is Yordan, and Yordan will do Yordan things. Let's talk about the Guardians and the Yankees. Definitely not as good as those other games. Some notable players on the Guardians. Stephen Kwan had a home run and 2 hits with 1 RBI. Was the only RBI for the Guardians. Andres Jimenez had a hit. Jose Ramirez had 2 hits. And Miles Straw had a hit. Cal Quantrill took the mound for the Guardians, and he went for 5 innings pitched, allowing 3 earned runs and 4 hits. And then the bullpen was pretty good for the Guardians. Trevor Stephan, Eniel Santos, and James Karchanek combining for 3 innings pitched, only allowing 1 hit. Some notable players in the Yankees. Josh Donaldson had 2 hits. Anthony Rizzo had a home run, and he got 2 RBI. Harrison Bader had a home run, also getting an RBI, and IKF Isaiah Keener-Falefa had a hit. Garrett Cole doing Garrett Cole things, went 6 1/3, allowing 4 hits and 1 earned run, getting 8 strikeouts. Very good game from him. And then the Yankees bullpen is the Yankees bullpen. Jonathan Loaisiga, Wandy Peralta, and Clay Holmes combined for about 2 2/3 inning pitched, only allowing 2 hits. Both of those hits coming off of Jonathan Loaisiga. So, whatever. I definitely don't think this is a hard series for the Yankees to win. They should win this series. And then the last game we're going to talk about is the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the San Diego Padres. And let me just get the stats up real quick. The Dodgers ended up winning this game 5-3. Some notable players on the San Diego Padres. Manny Machado had a hit. Will Myers had a hit and an RBI. Trent Grisham, continuing his great postseason, has a hit and an RBI. And Austin Nola also contributing, getting a hit and an RBI. The Padres are a weird team because all of the very big guys on that team, like Manny Machado, Juan Soto, Josh Bell, even Brandon Drury, are not really producing as well as the bottom of the lineup, like Trent Grisham, Austin Nola. Josh Bell was pretty good in the Mets series, but he went 0 for today. Jurickson Profar, too. He had a pretty good season, pretty good game against the Mets. Oh, and I'm sorry, I also forgot to mention Jake Cronenworth had 2 hits. So I think, honestly, like, if the Padres, like, star guys that they're paying a lot of money, ends up playing very good baseball, this is a very scary team. Looking at the pitching staff, Mike Clevinger got lit up by the Dodgers, going for 2 2/3, allowing 6 hits and 4 earned runs. Steven Wilson pitched 1 1/3, getting 2 strikeouts. Pierce Johnson pitched 2 innings, getting 2 strikeouts. Tim Hill pitched 1 inning, getting 1 strikeout. And Nick Martinez ended up closing the game, pitching for 1 inning and getting 2 strikeouts. Now let's look at the Dodgers. Some notable players in the Dodgers. Trey Turner had 2 hits and 1 RBI. Will Smith had 2 hits and 1 RBI. Max Muncy had 1 hit and 1 RBI. Gavin Lux had 1 hit and 1 RBI. And that was the notable players. The pitching staff for the Dodgers would follow as Julio Rodriguez pitching 5 innings, allowing 4 hits and 3 earned runs. Evan Phillips pitched 1 inning, allowing a hit. Alex Viesa pitched 1 2/3, allowing a hit. Brusdar Graterol pitched 1/3, so cleaning up Alex Viesa. And then Chris Martin closed the game, getting the save, pitching 1 inning, only allowing 1 hit. Very interesting postseason and a very interesting first game for the division series. The rest of the games are going to be played today, so I will talk about that tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for today's episode of the podcast. Excuse me. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button and share this with a friend. I'm looking at the analytics on my channel, and a lot of people that are watching these videos aren't actually subscribed. So it would actually mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. It helps the channel out, and it helps a lot of other people watch my videos. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's today's podcast episode. Sorry for not uploading one in a couple days, but I didn't feel like it. Have a good day, and I will see you all tomorrow.